Welcome to Ingram Micro's award-winning podcast, B2B Tech Talk, where we deliver insights into the trends, innovations, and technologies driving the B2B tech world forward. With each episode, our goal is to inspire you to expand horizons, forge new paths to growth, discover the benefits of new technologies, and provide insight into how you can achieve the highest customer satisfaction along the way. Welcome back to B2B Tech Talk, where we dive deep into the latest trends and insights in the tech industry. And today we're thrilled to have a very special guest joining us. Brian, Carl, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I believe this is the first time you've joined us on B2B Tech Talk.
Hopefully not the last, yes.
I hope so too. Welcome all the way from the UK. How many days have you been here?
Second day for me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and day 1.5 for me, so.
Very good. So how are things at Ingram Micro One for you this week?
They're great. They're great. These conferences are very special. You can meet a lot of people. You learn a lot of new things. You have some really good fun as well. You catch up with colleagues. So
Yeah.
it's an entire kind of melting pot of all sorts of things going on. So I hugely enjoy these conferences.
Yeah, it feels, it has such a family feel to it, doesn't it? When you see your old friends, friends you haven't seen probably in a year when you come here. Today, I want to talk to you guys because you have a unique relationship. I mean, this happens a lot in TrustX where people form relationships, but you guys have a special relationship in terms of how you, not dating, but how you, how you came together and started partnering with one another. So would love to hear your story.
Fantastic. So just in terms of Viadex, we support the global channel. So we have done for the last 20 years. We support vendors, distributors, partners, and end users. And, our services are something that, OryxAlign and Carl and his team look to take advantage of. So, we formed a great partnership, and we'll talk a bit more about that today. And all arranged through Ingram. So again, another supporting factor for TrustX, the community, and here we are again, year after year, coming back for it. So,
and Viadex has grown quite a bit over the past few years through acquisitions, and some of those acquisitions happened through meeting other partners at TrustX, right?
Correct, yes. So acquired by Fulcrum IT Partners last year.
Yep.
Grown from strength to strength. The Fulcrum has added rocket fuel to our growth. We operate across 190 countries, and that's all done through, entity setup, which is what the Fulcrum, fuel has added to our ability to grow globally. So,
wow. And your story?
My story, well, OryxAlign. So we're a tech service provider, headquartered in the UK. We have offices kind of globally, Far East, South Africa. We have a team up in Manchester as well.
Wow.
We deliver a whole portfolio of kind of managed tech services. But really, our purpose is to try and create, quite a deep and enduring alignment between, our clients, our teams, and technology. So it's anything from procurement, implementation, design, 24/7 management, et cetera, et cetera. And we met, myself and Brian met at a TrustX event, many years ago. He was the loud one, I think. We hit it off straight away. Got to know each other, met at another event again. So you start then, forming relationships, which I think is a fantastic concept with TrustX and the community. And then we went on to do some really good business together, and we still are doing good business together. They're helping us kind of ship infrastructure to some of our data center clients. We do quite a lot within the data center sector around enterprise networking and security, and building fairly big networks. And Viadex have been really instrumental in helping us get kit from A to B, but also then facilitating the staging of equipment, the testing of equipment, which we do with our data center clients. So it's great. And at the end of the day, we wouldn't have met if it hadn't been for the TrustX community, right? So, that's kind of how we do business together.
So you have, in the UK, you have a pretty vibrant TrustX community, right?
yeah, there's nearly 40 partners now. So
wow.
we meet monthly, quarterly, socially, which again, Yeah, I think that's one of the best part about this is it's not just work, it's play. And whilst we're sitting socializing, we actually understanding a bit more about each other's businesses. And then as we learn about each other, we work out that we can assist each other. And I think that's where there's trust. And that's a key word for this is we can trust each other to deliver to each of our customers. And that trust is something that clearly is what we are trying to position to the rest of the channel that we're looking to get to join TrustX as well. So
you have complementary businesses, right? But in many cases, that some of these businesses do the same thing. So to be able to do that and to have that trust is really remarkable.
It is. I mean, I think the community is so open, right? So working with or sitting opposite a effectively a competitor is initially quite daunting because you don't want to give away your successes and your secrets and things like that. But once you start opening up, you realize you learn so much from other people who are doing the same thing, because everyone's doing it differently in their own way. They're trying to find the perfect recipe for various bits and pieces of the organization. So I find that incredibly helpful. And I'm also part of a mastermind group as well with my fellow peers. And the great advantage over there is that half the group is from North America, half the group is from the UK and Europe, and we can really, really share stories and hold each other to account, get to know each other's businesses, and it's like effectively having lots of other senior leaders in the room at the same time, all commenting on how you can improve things and new trends, innovations, all those bits and pieces. So super powerful, and also for us in the UK to get a really good understanding of how things are done in the US. And it's definitely helped me understand more about the US markets. We've got some clients here now as well that I call upon the TrustX community when I need to help deliver services from the UK into the US. So it's really a win-win scenario.
Yeah, and sometimes I think just it's validation too, like just hearing, oh, well, I am doing the right thing, right? Others are doing it this way, and it gives you that confidence too. So when you come here, what do you hope to get out of this event?
Well, from my perspective, it's continued support for growth, and what we're learning is what the vendors are doing in the community as well, and then we have a lot of existing customers that come to Ingram One. So for us, it's fantastic to reconnect with them, but also to share the stories because everyone going global is not easy. And for us, it's a matter of, we give them the confidence that we can support them and help them get a wider market share or wider wallet share of the customer spend. And we can do it safely with them. And, they tap in when they need us. When they don't need us, they tap out. So very easy to engage. And for me, it's meeting like-minded people like Carl, just to make sure that, we can have a bit of fun as well. And then reconnect throughout the year.
I'm convinced that because a lot of, and you can verify this for me, but a lot of transactions tend to happen at the bar, right? I think they need to have what? Never. They need to have SOW written on the cocktail napkins. So because I see people writing when they they go to the bar and they start drawing out things. I was like, should say
Network
SOW.
topologies. That's right. Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. What do you hope to get, Carl?
It's just more connections. It's more relationships, and it's speaking again to the people you met the previous year. Because sometimes you meet the usual crew and it's great to catch up with them, but other times you would meet somebody again who you met the previous year and you haven't quite formed that relationship properly yet. So it's furthering and developing partnerships. I think for me is a huge plus. Obviously, understanding what Ingram are doing from a roadmap perspective, from a technology perspective, innovation perspective, all those good things is absolutely key. Ingram are a very, very key distributor to us and partner. So understanding what they're looking at is hugely valuable. And then, like you say, it's the social elements as well, which I think is really important. And the great thing as well is when you're able to reach out to a partner who you met at one of the conferences, you might not have had an opportunity at the time, but then when something comes along, say mid-year, you can really kind of pick right up. And because you've met them, you've spoken to them, you've had a beer with them, you've spent time with them physically, it's a good thing. So, and going back to that trust element as well, everybody here is part of a community and they want to help out. So, I consider myself having access to a global talent pool through the community, and these events make it just make it opportunity for you to meet their talent, right? So yeah, but it's all about partnerships.
Trust, that is such a key word, but through that trust, I think it allows you to be vulnerable as well, vulnerable personally, professionally, and that's how you really solidify those relationships because you feel like you can. This has been absolutely delightful meeting you both in person and having you here at Ingram Micro One. And I do hope you'll come back again on
We'll be
B2B
back.
Tech Talk. This has been awesome. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of B2B Tech Talk. Let's keep the conversation going by following Ingram Micro on social media using hashtag B2B Tech Talk.